I didn't either.
But we did get in contact with Perry and we checked our cameras. We didn't have anything.
Isn't there
So we're
something?
pretty sure that it was
Hi, Gary.
that gentleman that did
Kind
it.
of low.
He was walking because Preston had mentioned he had gone to town somewhere between 11:30 and midnight that night. And he
Yeah.
actually had Preston even on camera.
Yeah.
And he said, I drove by some dude walking down G. And I was like, I bet you that's the guy. And then, like, this is days after it all happened. I was like, yep, that's the guy who.
Calls me like, I'm.
No, we're not going to go to the court.
You guys hear it
No, I know we're not going up there.
roaring.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not going to.
So,
That
last week,
first one,
we
he
did
said,
have a little
Last
home.
Friday. No, a week ago
All
Friday.
right, it's 8 o'clock. We'll call the meeting in order. Approval of the minutes, October 1st. Is there a motion? No move. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion on them? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Hi.
All right. Opposed, carries. Next, there's the judge courtroom. Terry said it's postponed, the whole thing?
Yep.
Or could we just discuss the issue that she had?
Well, if
You
you
don't
know
want-
what the issue is.
No, nobody
I
told
don't
me.
either.
No. No, so there's,
All right.
it's just postponed.
Okay.
Next, we have the sheriff evidence storage facility. Me and Phil never got together. My contractor really don't wanna help design anything till we have a rough plan to take to him. Cause he says you spend a bunch of time on it and he's not getting paid to do it anyway. He was just helping me and we just figure it's a waste of his time until we decide what to go on. He gave me rough numbers on what it costs for insulated and or heated building and a rough cost for per square foot on what it is to build a cold storage. We gotta kind of decide which way we wanna go on that. If you guys have another idea. We're not gonna get a contractor to spend a lot of time on it. Then we're gonna bid it out again anyway. If they decide to bid it. You guys got anything else on it? Or should we send it to county board and ask for recommendations on what they think? And we got a rough idea what it's gonna cost to build a building?
Do you know what the rough cost is?
Probably be around $1 million. So, I mean, how far do we go into it if they're not even willing to spend the money? Spend a bunch of time on something and county board won't approve it anyways.
No.
Just on the estimated square footage, we had figured, what, about 10,000 square feet? Between cold storage and heated?
Well, one half of that building right now, 10,000?
It was a little more than that, but pretty close. Yeah. About one half of it.
And that's not gonna be enough for all the evidence vehicles and all our vehicles.
It will if you build it right. I mean, it ain't gonna be built like that. You don't, in my opinion, your heated building, pack as much stuff in your heated part so you're not heating big open space. You just design it different. But then we have to come up with something.
Well, I think the infill building out in Dowdy and Jez was about $1,250,000, $1,300,000. That's at 20,000 square feet. That's what, for joint management, that's what's listed as the cost to the city was between $1,250,000 and $1,300,000. So,
They had a grant in there too.
No, yeah, I think that was the total construction cost
I
though.
was just at 20,000.
Yeah, Ellen sent that number to me a while ago for insurance. I think you're right.
yeah, in the new agreement, I think that's what's listed as the cost for the infill. Now, again, there was opening up the other buildings and so on.
Yeah, there was insulating the one and redoing one of them. Cost of that too.
So anyway, that's 20,000 square feet,
Right.
so. Now, but that doesn't have any offices or separate storage.
Yeah, and we would,
spaces.
I mean, ideally, it would be a large, open building with a mezzanine or loft for smaller evidence. But then, obviously, remember, we would need some area on the floor for larger evidence storage, like those air compressors or band saws, all that bigger evidence stuff we have out there. And then obviously multiple vehicles, whether it's county-owned vehicles or evidence vehicles.
Have you ever been out to? I don't know, okay.
How about we buy Ladysmith out or trade them another building? Or
That way, we'd have to take the county board to see if we wanna start negotiating anything about that.
Yeah, that's obviously an option as well.
But it's hard to get numbers on if we don't know exactly what we're gonna build. The contractor's really not gonna, like he told me, he says, spend 5-6 hours on trying to design something and it's not like he's getting paid to do it. We have to hire somebody to design it for us or just a rough draft and then you don't even know if you're getting it approved or not.
If,
I was gonna say, you could give an update to the board from the property committee. The chair or the vice chair could just update the board, and then if the board feels they would like to motion direction, they could do that.
Are you guys fine with that?
Yeah.
Forward it to the board to see which way they want us to go?
You can present that.
Well, I think the vice chair. I don't know if next meeting's gonna be pretty full though, ain't it, with the budget?
No,
Yeah, I don't think there's.
there's only one other thing.
I think there's another one coming, but it's like a supportive resolution,
Yeah, that's,
so. yeah.
it's not like it's,
And the corp council will be here in person, so while we got him, let's.
you better do it, yeah. It's a good thing. Do you want me to do that? Oh, well, you gotta put it on the floor.
Well, we don't really need a motion to forward to the county board for an explanation of what
They tasked us with
coming up.
with something, we should report back to them. That, this is what we've talked about and this are the options.
I won't be at this month's county board meeting on the 25th.
No, it's the 12th,
What?
the budget hearing.
9.
It's this week.
Next Wednesday.
Oh, I'll be in Missouri.
Tuesday, ain't it?
Wednesday.
It's Wednesday. Sorry.
Can have it on Tuesday.
So there is no county board meeting on the 25th?
No?
No.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gone all next week.
So no motion then? Just, it's
Well,
the,
we can get, I mean, it's just a recommendation,
it's a
the
consensus.
report, yeah.
Yeah.
I can just, a consensus that you guys
If
want.
it's at 9 a.m.?
Yep.
Okay, yeah, I won't be, even be available by phone. If it was at 6, I'd be available by phone, but I won't be available at all.
It's okay, Jerry's doing the talking.
We had thought about, half of what he's got up there now, for a building.
I think the cheapest route would be to try to own gates.
Not really well. It all depends.
It's nice to try. See,
I mean, that building's gonna need work here in a couple of years too.
A little bit, yeah.
Well, and would gates just be for the evidence? I mean, what about like ambulance storage or anything? No.
Well, if we owned it, we could kind of retrofit it the way we want, but
Okay.
we do have quite a few renters in there where it's actually paying for itself right now.
I believe last year was in the black, yes, but Gates has
It's got some significant
Gates
repairs.
has operating debt and I think general obligation debt on it.
But it is, I mean, according to our joint management report, it was making as of right now. That would be
Possibility.
if we could come up with a piece to buy it. But we gotta see what the board wants to do.
And I mean, if that, I mean, there's other things, it's joint management too in other buildings that maybe this isn't an opening.
Anything else on that? Hearing none, we'll move on to the squad bids.
So for 2026, we only need 3 squads. With our 5-year rotation, we have 1 year where there's 3. Most years, it's 4. I think there's 1 year where it's 5. But this year's only 3. We need 2 marked patrol vehicles and 1 unmarked. For the patrol explorers, the cheapest bid was $44,958.
Terry, can you pass me an extra? Thank you.
Yeah, $44,958 was the cheapest bid for the Explorers. My question to you guys for the 1 unmarked vehicle that we need for 26, do you want an Explorer? Do you want a 1/2-ton pickup truck or a 3/4-ton pickup truck? I know last year, Jerry, you wanted us to get a 3/4-ton. Do we want another 3/4-ton, a 1/2-ton, or more of a passenger type
Is
of?
this for the,
This is for a squad car, but obviously it'll go to forestry or maintenance or whatever in 5 years. Last year you wanted us to get a 3/4-ton and we did.
you said this is an unmarked one, so
Yes.
this is what an investigators
Yeah.
get?
Yep, a civilian, not a police package vehicle. They're cheaper. When you buy non-police package vehicles, they're cheaper. We buy all non-police package vehicles when we can. I just didn't know if you guys knew if HHS or Meals on Wheels was gonna need more vehicles in a few years, or forestry or highway.
What did your committee recommend? Or did you take it to them yet?
Yeah, they have approved Terry, Emergency Services approved bringing the 3 squads to property. Correct, if I remember right, yeah.
Well, what are our fleet needs?
Offhand, I would say more likely I see a 1/2-ton pickup being used than a 3/4. If it's a 5-year span, I would say probably 1/2-ton over a 3/4 and Explorer, just off the cuff.
So the investigator vehicle, you don't really have much put into that, right? There's no cages or none of that stuff put in it?
There's no cages, nope. We would transfer over the siren, the lights. We would need to do some sort of like tonneau cover and storage in the bed for other evidence supplies. But, you know, a marked squad is 40, I'll just say 45,000. We can get a F-150 Super Crew XLT, so nothing fancy for 51,667. The Chevy crew cab is 43,600. Or a Ram crew cab is 50,313. So the Chevy's the cheapest of the 3.
1/2-ton?
Yeah.
More, how much more were the 3/4?
Ford F-250, 52,910. For the Chevy 3/4 ton, 50,197. And for the Ram, 50,109.
Where are these bids from?
These are Don Johnson, so local.
The fleet, Brent, you're thinking the fleet is more of a half ton?
Off the cuff, I would say, yeah. As far as like an Explorer personal vehicles, we're sitting pretty good between the Impalas, the Durangos, and the Explorer we have. 3/4 and half, I think, would probably be able to be used interchangeably.
Jared, how's your department sitting in vehicle wise?
Pretty okay.
So we're saying 5 years from now.
Probably the next thing would be, I shouldn't say the next, but at some point, we'll do a 3/4 ton. We only have one of those at this point.
But they already have one from last year, so that's 4 years down.
Yeah, so that might work for us.
Any more questions on it?
So we're going with the 2 marked patrols at 44,958.
Yep.
And then a half ton
Chevy,
at
43.6.
Half-ton Chevy 43.6. Yeah.
How much more are you thinking to retrofit them or have them switched out?
So no cage.
That should work from the other ones, right? Stuff off the old Explorers to the new ones? They change it again.
Yeah, no, we will transfer over all of the interior stuff from Explorer to Explorer. As far as, we bought one of those decked evidence storage things for the 3/4 ton that works really good, so they can put all their evidence supplies in there and it locks. With changeover, I don't know what the hourly rate is for that, I'm not sure, but it's always a few $1,000s.
That usually don't come out of the car fund anyway, it comes out of a different budget line for you, don't it?
Yeah.
We used to be approving these numbers.
Yeah, you guys always just approve the actual purchase price of the vehicles.
Any more discussion on it? I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make the motion to buy the 3 squads for 2026, 2 marked patrols and 1 half-ton unmarked.
Word that a little bit better. So I have motion by Wedwig, I don't have a second, to purchase 2 Explorers for $44,958 and 1 half-ton for $43,600 from Don Johnson Motors.
Second.
Any more discussion on it? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carries. Next, we have the jail plumbing quote.
So we had Jeff Ahern come in. They did 2 visits actually to the jail, looking over everything, figuring out everything that we're gonna need to do to get it up to snuff, to get the leaking to stop. And replace some extinct fixtures that are also leaking, giving us issues, causing some water damage down below. Their bid to get the jail up to snuff was $420,600. And that would be about a 6 to 8 week time of repair. They would be able to do certain blocks at a time.
And there would be certain times where we would have to house inmates elsewhere. That's not included in that price.
Which would have to go up for RFP then, wouldn't it?
I'd have to go out for bid, yes.
Is this something we want to take to the full board too?
Well, here's something to consider though. We gotta do something so our employees aren't getting leaked on at their workstations. And we gotta do something so evidence isn't being leaked on. However, if the county decides to build a new jail, do we wanna pump all that money into this old building?
Yeah, but the new jail's like 3-4 years down the road.
True. So, but instead of, it could be 3-4 years, could be 2 or 3. But I also don't think that it's a good working environment for people to have 5-gallon buckets at their workstations multiple times throughout the year. I mean, just in the last year, we've probably had 5 or 6 different times where there's water leaking from the jail plumbing in our office or in the Sally Port. The reason there's no leaks in here is because this is the old kitchen and there's hardly any water that's used there.
Well, maybe that's something let the board decide.
Well, yeah, I don't, this committee is not comfortable.
And you don't have a funding source.
We don't have a funding source, so something we should put on the county board, see what they want us to do.
Or proceed with.
I mean-
Umbrellas are cheaper.
Then we gotta go, like that, we gotta go for RFP out, right?
Yeah, this would be competitively bid, yes.
To do. That's a rough estimate, basically, right, Brett?
He thinks that's pretty accurate he did take 2 visits in here, probably an hour of booths, looking things over, so.
Who is this again?
This is Jeff Ahern, they're out of Menominee.
You kinda told them it was just a quote, right?
Yes,
That
yep,
it would be bid out,
yep, he understood that.
so we probably had to pay him to come.
He offered to come do it. They were the ones that, plumbed the, new bathrooms at the fairgrounds, and they had just finished a big plumbing project for Dunn County as well. So he took the chance, said he was willing to take the chance on, well, maybe getting.
Because it's a number we're throwing out there, I mean, now the number's already out there, so. So people are gonna know, at least we know what. We have a number to somewhat take to the board and say, hey, it's gonna cost this much to fix it.
How much would it cost just to patch things up for a couple of years? Till the new jail happens, if it happens.
Well, that's what we've been doing.
That's what-
We've been patching things up for a few years and it's leaking in other places.
This is technically what the cost is of the patch right now. They fixed the
But
plumbing.
does this take us into the next level of where we gotta retrofit everything up there? It's getting us by with,
I thought that this was, wasn't it said before that we could repair this and do this, and that would not mean that we had to bring the whole jail up to new
Correct.
standards and everything?
That's correct.
This is just keeping it functional
keeping it functional.
without
Yes,
doing the whole other
yes.
thing. Okay.
No
Yeah.
major changes.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be completely renovated.
This wouldn't mess with any sort of DOC.
Right.
will it take out, most of it's, but you said it. We're gonna have to move people then, right?
Yeah, there's gonna be periods, so the 3 of us and the plumbing company met upstairs. And there would be periods of time during these repairs that it'd be highly likely that we would have to house some of the inmates out of county, not all. Also depends on what the population is while this work's being done. Also depends on what our inmates' classifications are when the work's being done. But there more than likely will be times during that 6 to 8 weeks that we will have to house a few inmates out of county.
Could you get us some rough numbers on that?
It would be less than $10,000.
You say that now, and then it's 20,000 later.
Well, I do not think it would be even, I think
If
$10,000.
you're comfortable with presenting that to the board.
Yeah,
'Cause
I'm very
this is
comfortable.
just to do the plumbing, but then we gotta add what it's gonna cost to move people.
I'm very
where they can be.
comfortable with $10,000, less than 10,000.
Timeframe and quantity of inmates, things what we discussed,
Mhm.
it would be less than that, yeah.
But you're not gonna be here for the board meeting.
No,
And
I'll
you're
be,
not gonna
was
be
gonna
here
have
for
to be-
EMS
I'll be
either.
out of state.
And you're not gonna be here for EMS either.
Something we can say in front of them.
Yeah, Tom will be here though.
The question's gonna come up,
Of what?
the full board, the question's gonna come up.
What question?
How much is it really gonna cost to house them out?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
How many and for how long will be?
And we can't give you how many and
Right.
for how long.
Right.
We can just say that we're very comfortable saying that the cost to house inmates out of county, if we have to, is going to be less than $10,000. Because we should be able to move some inmates around and not mix classifications, but there's inevitably going to be 1 to
10 at the most.
most, I would say 1 to 6, that are gonna have to be housed out of county for several days at a time.
Is that, you think that 10,000 is with your travel time and everything?
Yes. Yep. And 10,000, we believe, is extreme high side. Because one of the transportation options that we thought about is, let's say we have to move 6 inmates. Instead of calling a transport company, or instead of having 2 deputies come in on overtime and make multiple trips back and forth from here to Barron, maybe we could use a Rusk County Transit bus and send 2 of us on that bus with them and just make 1 trip instead of multiple trips. That would cut down the cost.
And we have ways of securely transporting
Yeah.
multiple inmates on another evacuation cuffs. Ways to do it.
Just being a motion to forward to county board, actually, you think? Or
You can do consensus or you can do a motion.
just rough numbers we got and we're just looking for there to see if what they would. they
How
want
to
us go-
proceed.
How to proceed with, we got them the numbers, so. This is just a, I mean, not a Band-Aid, but it's fixing it at least for another 5 to 10 years, so where it's fixed right.
If you're gonna send a recommendation along, a motion would be prudent, but if you're not,
I don't know if we wanna, because it'd have to go out for bids.
And then
So are we just forwarding it and,
explain to them there's any options we come up with.
yeah, or do you want to recommend this?
It needs to be fixed. Like I say, 3 to 4 years before the jail even goes through. I don't know, I'm only one here. There's 3 other guys.
Don't look at me all the time. I think just forward it to the county board. And I mean, we can present facts and let them. And they'll send it back to emergency services, which will send it back to property and, yeah, around we go.
Well, this is more of a building issue, so it's really not emergency management.
but I would say it's probably past emergency management and it's becoming more of a financial.
It's, we gotta figure out where the money's gonna come from. As we're gonna approve the budget that day. If it gets approved. So just consensus, you guys, or you wanna, somebody wanna make a motion?
I'll make a motion to send it on to the county board. With the numbers discussed.
I'll second.
Any more discussion on it? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carries.
So you're recommending this, or you're
Forwarding it to county
forwarding?
Forward.
with the numbers we have presented. About 440,000. But we won't know that till it goes for RFP, but. Alright, then next you have forestry, approval for culvert donation from the ATV club.
So the forestry committee approved a short stub trail construction project that the ATV club is going to pay for entirely. Includes a 48-inch by 30-foot culvert. Forestry decided to have the county have us purchase that for $2,096.70. So we'll need approval for that purchase because it's over, well, approval for that, it's not equipment. And then the ATV club is going to donate the cost of that culvert back to the county to be put back into the trail and park development fund. I'm not sure how the improvements need to happen for this to happen, but the committee.
What was the amount again? 2,000?
$1,096.70. Highway department. So highway can't sell to private organizations. That's why we're gonna purchase it and then take a donation apparently. I don't know how that works, but I guess you guys can accept a donation and decide to put that money into the Trail and Park Development Fund for us.
Where is this?
The project?
Yeah,
So on the new trail called the Weirwood Trail, North Meadow Dam Road, there's a sightseeing spot called the Red Canyon where there's a 30, 40-foot cliff with a little waterfall. They have a parking area on the west side of that, and they want to put a stub trail to go up to the east side. So we can look at it from over there as well.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Any more discussion on it? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
What'd you like me to do for the motion?
Should have them purchase and the donation go back into the,
Okay, so to purchase a
Same fund
culvert
to
for
come out of.
$2,096.70 from the highway department, and the ATV club will donate the money for the culvert to the forestry department. You good with that?
yeah.
Okay.
You can have no concerns on that, right? Actually, really?
Yeah, this came from forestry. Phil chaired that meeting, so.
Alright, moving on
What they're
to,
spending on that trail is a lot more than the $2,000 we're temporarily loaning. I'm sure.
next we have the LCDD request for third GPS interface device.
Yeah, pretty simple, I think. All we're asking is to get one more of these devices. It's just an Android phone. It's what we use to interface with our mapping software and our GPS units. We have two now, and we're more and more running into situations where there's 3 of us out in the field and we don't have enough devices to go around. So just asking to buy a third one of these. $45 a month is the cost, $521 a year.
You have it budgeted?
We can put it in the budget. We'll use either the land information grant or the SWRM grant.
It's basically gonna be a grant funded for that.
Was that?
It'll be grant funded for that?
Yeah.
Any questions on it? I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make the motion to purchase the third GPS interface device from grant fund.
Second.
Any more discussion on it? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, carries. Recycling, you said Charmaine's gone, but you got a little report, Brent?
I got a little report, yeah, for you. Charmaine is gonna have,
Thank you.
she's going to have a Sharps collection and recycling information booth at the November Winters Farmer Market, which is November 15th. That's America Recycles Day, and it's from 9:30 to 12:30. that morning in the lower level of the library. That's her update for you.
And what date was that? Sorry.
That was November 15th.
Then I guess might as well move into building grounds, Brett. Your manager report, facility manager report.
That's good. Everything's going pretty good. No major issues going on. Biggest thing is that we had that jail plumbing quote going on. Otherwise, things are clicking along as normal, so.
Any questions on this report? Any other questions on something else? You're gonna consider renewal lease for Excel. This is Ashley.
Yep, so, there's a year-to-year lease out at the Tony Rail Yard site for those like 11-ish acres, I think, that Excel has, and they use it for storage. And they contacted saying that they were interested in upping again. If you'll recall, last year we did do a 5% increase. This year proposing a 3% increase. They pay in 4 quarterly installments. And I did have an error in the packet. That was my fault. I didn't change the dates. It should say December 25th, 2025, ending December 24th, 2026. So Jill printed a correct copy for Jerry's signature if you guys approve, but that was my error in the packet.
We have nobody else ever would be interested in it, right?
For renting, we've not gotten interest in renting, no.
Anybody for purchasing?
I'm not sure if I'm allowed to talk about that.
Oh, okay. So this would renewal from December 25th to December 26th.
Or, yeah, 25th to 24th. Don't ask me why it's so weird. This was in place before me. I don't know why it's not on the calendar year.
Well, it wouldn't be hard to change that, would it?
Yeah, if you wanted to, you could amend it to ending on December 31st. If yeah, that would make it
Simpler.
simpler.
Do you want to do that? Be in your, whoever makes the motion.
I'll make a motion to renew the lease for calendar year
Okay,
2026.
okay.
And what is the amount?
Okay, so it's 46,679.60.
That's for the year.
That's for the year, yes.
That money goes back into which fund?
That's mining fund.
Goes into the mining fund.
Yep.
Good, that poor mining fund keeps getting beat.
This goes into it though, Terry.
Yeah, I know, that's what I'm saying.
Okay, Terry made the motion. Tom, you seconded?
Yeah.
I want to hear him say something. Any more discussion on it? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Right.
Opposed, please. Next, we have request to sell mowers.
Yes, so, we went to finance, everything went through, we did get, 2 new John Deere mowers to, go for the next season, so, the 2 that we did replace were a 2012 John Deere with a 72-inch cut and a 2013, Bad Boy with a 60-inch cut. These are both diesel mowers, so I was wanting to get those, approval to get those on an auction so we can, help replace what we spent there on those new mowers.
You have a rough estimate on hours on them?
Unfortunately, those are not counting anymore. But when they quit counting, they were at 1,337 hours and 1,570 hours. The first was for the John Deere, second for the Bad Boy.
So there's 2 mowers to be sold?
Yes.
Okay. Well, because you got 2.
I move that we grant the request to sell the mowers on the auction. 2 mowers that were listed there.
I'll second.
Okay, any more discussion on it? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Carries. Next, we had senior center fees.
Alright, so just a little background, once again, there was a line in the budget, for fees that has never been charged before. Being that building was built with grant funds, those grant funds are now, used up. So Shar and I sat down and we're just requesting to charge, $10 for up to 3 hours of usage for groups that don't meet that definition of the senior or a youth group. So this isn't gonna affect most groups that use it. But this puts something in place in case we do start getting additional requests that we can kind of recoup some of the maintenance costs that we have on that building. So this would not allow private use, only organizations, and then a small fee to track usage as well.
3 hours or more?
Up to 3 hours.
And there are some groups that would be charged up
1 or 2. So not like it'll be a big money maker, but it offers opportunity in the future to recoup a little bit of our time.
$10?
That Shar did some looking around with other areas you can rent, such as the new rec center, the lower area, and the library, and that puts us kind of right in with what are the other options are in Ladysmith. So
Is that $10 per hour or $10 up to 3 hours?
$10 up to 3 hours.
So move.
second.
Any more discussion on it? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Trails End update.
Sounds like the spooktacular they had out there went really well. No issues at all. We did get everything winterized, closed up for the year. Antifreeze and the Lions did identify a few projects that the maintenance department will jump on out there next year just to kind of simplify and speed up that winterization process as well. So we'll be moving ahead there.
Any questions on Trails End report?
Are all the roofs in good shape?
Yes, so far. Yep. They're all blown off, gutters cleaned out.
Did the fairgrounds report?
Essentially the same as Trails End. We're all done for the year. Let's see, the last month we okayed to sell that portable shower bathroom unit and the scoreboard. Those have both been picked up and gone. Fairgrounds are winterized and the track has been reworked. Some volunteers came in, dug that up, screened it, got some good clay back down, so our pulling track will be in good shape for next year as well.
You have an amount how much that stuff sold for, or?
I don't know offhand. I should. I believe the scoreboard sold for $360, which was a nice profit because to my understanding, it was bought for $1 on an auction about 15 years ago, and we've been storing it ever since. The bathroom units, I think, were $1,700 or $1,900 they sold for. So we were able to
A little
make
bit.
money on it.
And that money went back to,
Those were both, I believe, purchased out of the grounds budget money.
Okay. Any more questions on the fairgrounds report? Next, we'll move into insurance, county cars, central service review, insurance claims and county car usage.
So Q3 isn't done yet. Finance is still working on that, so hopefully we'll have that update next month. And then on insurance claims, no material changes there.
One from 10-6, can you comment at all on that?
Can you help me? Which one was that?
Well, the one on it says employee pre-claim, liability pre-claim.
Yeah, I can't comment on it.
Which vehicle collision?
Well, that was a squad car. And on that one, I believe the insurance company is attempting to get payment from the offender's insurance company.
I thought you were gonna say for the deer.
No, that was
That one
a
wasn't the deer.
vehicle crash, yeah.
That was a pursuit and that guy hit us.
Any questions on that report? Next, we have hangar lease.
Yes, I had a David Lambert out of Silver Falls reach out to me, and he would like to, he's very, very interested. He wants to take hangar number 5 off us. That's one of our heated hangars that the county owns. He'd moved in on Saturday if I would have let him, so he's ready to go. And that would have all of our hangars full.
That's one of the new ones in the south end.
Yes.
And all the leases are, have we ever looked at the rates on them? Do they have a yearly that go up?
Yeah, I think you just got that.
Yep, I put a 5% on them. 5 or 3, I apologize. It's written down. We just increased by 3%. I
So
believe.
that, the new rate that he would sign would be with, so it matches, they all match.
That's correct.
We don't want ones up and down, because you don't want match.
Yeah, I hope so.
Is there a motion to approve the hangar lease?
So move.
Second.
Wait,
Any more discussion on it? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
aye.
Opposed? Carries. Next we have IT.
Walt wanted to be here today, unfortunately, but he's, the switch over to our .gov went, from what he said, as good as he's ever seen it go in his 15 years of municipal IT. The HPS that he came and helped us were fantastic, very professional, so everything went off without a hitch, and we'll slowly start now implementing the Office 365 upgrade, and get everybody clicking along in that route.
I did have one question. I noticed that mine had, you know, the programs from Office 365 loaded on there. And I noticed Access and Publisher was on there. How many people, employees here, use Access and Publisher?
Access is used by Highway Department, because when I was down there, Access was used. Publisher, I think a lot of us use that. Ashley, do you?
I do not.
We're doing
Canva
bills
and
and stuff
Adobe.
like that. Sometimes it's nice to have.
Couldn't speak to how many exactly, but if it's there, I would assume it comes part of that Office package.
Right, I understood that it comes with that. I just was curious how many actually do use it.
Sure. Offhand, I couldn't tell you.
I knew how to use Access better.
Okay, no other questions on IT? Next we'll move into the bills. So I don't know, I have a couple on for the city of Ladysmith. So it says sprinkler, fire charge, refuse, what kind of bills are that?
Sprinklers, fire charge, refuse?
Yeah, that's the only description we get on it.
That's something the city charges, correct?
Right.
Yeah.
That's standard for water, sewer.
Not really though, we have more bills even farther down that are sewer and water. Then there's a fire charge here and a fire charge there. I would like an explanation of what all of them are for. You add up all this. Like the one, city sewer and water for the 1 month was almost $2,500. It has all these other different account. A lot of it goes to the fairgrounds. And like the gates.
inspect before the fair.
Yeah, I'm not aware of any bills that are out of the ordinary. None were brought to my attention. I do know we get billed just for having the services connected regardless of how much water is used. Especially on those systems that have, the fire charge, I believe, are all the buildings that have a sprinkler system installed. Because they do monitor those meters from the road to make sure that water's free and flowing if it is called on.
So this one, like, the one bill from them is courthouse utilities, $6,700 a month. The city is charging us. You know, then you go down there farther, has all the numbers and everything, which, I mean, that's from 528 to 826.
I know, I notice a lot of them, are they way behind in entering this stuff in there? Because it seems like,
Well, they're on here every month. I remember seeing the city on here every month. But then, you know,
I know we are billed quarterly for water.
then they got, you know, why is, so it says joint management gate utilities. So they're charging themselves basically for utilities out there, right?
Yeah, well, they're recouping their cost from the building, you know. They probably charge City Hall too, would be my guess.
Well, we had this discussion in another meeting well, not a meeting, a negotiation. But that was one of my questions, because I see them on here all the time, but you add all these up, I mean, that's a lot that goes to the city and what they're charging us for services they're providing us, and we're supposed to work with them and provide them with services. Just kind of want to make you guys aware of that.
well, and like I say, it seems like some of these things, you know, they're going back several months and I think, isn't this more of I mean, are we late in getting some of these charges entered? Is there a delay in getting some of that?
Well, if you look at it, that's from 6/24 to 9/22,
That'd be a quarterly billing.
there's 6 fire charges, sewer and water, just to the fairgrounds. And it's over, just for the fairgrounds, for what they're charging us, rough estimates, it's over $3,500 for a quarter.
Do you want us to like pull the detail on those bills for next month, just so you guys can see what the breakdown is?
Yeah, I'm just bringing it to me, I mean, it's something we want to look at.
Sure. I believe there is 6 meters on the fairgrounds. So they have a meter charge. That's what they're running off of for the 6.
Right, 'cause this doesn't really give us a good description on what they're charging. But it was, you know, curious. One of my other ones, and I want to bring to everybody's attention they're charging, I mean, it was said there that we need to work together, but they're charging us for services and we charge them for services. But if you could get us better descriptions on them for next month.
Sure, I'll get those pulled.
Anybody else have any questions, or they want to look at the sheet?
I looked at it online. Some healthy bills in there.
Is there a motion to approve them?
I make a motion to pay the bills.
Second?
Second.
Any more discussion on them? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carries. Next meeting?
December 3rd.
I may not be here that day.
8 o'clock again.
Should have
I'm
snow.
saying it's optional.
It's optional. If there's snow out west, I'll be gone.
Before we adjourn, maybe this is something we can't talk about here now, but, you know, this has to do well with, and this is gonna come up in emergency management services and everything, but what about, I mean, you had a negotiation with the city over the $24,000 lease for that. Can we find out what happened about with that?
We're still in negotiation with them.
Well, they're not budging.
Well, it's not an agenda item. I wouldn't want to talk about it here.
Well, I think then you're gonna have to have an emergency property meeting, because we gotta get this resolved. I expected it to be on the agenda, but I didn't get an agenda email to me. I finally looked it up last night and go, oh, it's not on the agenda. So no action can be taken.
Well, you're still in negotiation.
No, there's no negotiations. It's back in property's lap.
I guess
They're not
I
moving.
misconstrued that out of there. I kind of misconstrued that out of that meeting we had with them, but we can get it on next month's agenda.
Well, I'm just saying, because this is gonna come up in emergency services.
Yeah.
And, you know, and that's next week, a week from today. And so we're gonna
That's
have,
something we gotta figure out, yeah.
So
we gotta,
maybe we should have a meeting, and there was another one we forgot to put on there. Was at Kind Lease at the forestry building. We discussed them last month. It wasn't, we didn't get.
That's why I call you.
That only comes into play though if you're gonna,
Right.
right.
So lease,
But if we still need to look at that lease at the At Kind, and they're trying to. We need to talk it over at a meeting, but we need to have it on the agenda item.
so lease with,
It's RCTC, yeah.
So does anybody know anything about the courtroom stuff? We could have a special meeting.
no, I know nothing.
I was just called and told that she couldn't do it today. She's not available. So that's why it was.
I mean, I can try to call Brooke and put it back on again if you want.
I think it will be, but
You wanna wait till December, Jerry? Or you wanna do
I mean,
it?
that's our next meeting that we have planned, but
yeah.
we could go over a couple things.
It'd be too late. Lease,
The lease is a 30-day out, I believe. So if there is no, progress or whatever with the city and we have to come up with a different plan, and that's the backup plan, that lease is a 30-day out. So if you wait until December 3rd, then the ambulance will be out for a couple of days.
Do you recommend we have a meeting sometime?
Yeah, if you don't want the ambulance homeless.
Well, like I say, I don't know what went on with that, and that hits me when the other
Yeah, but
committee
we
too.
didn't have it on our agenda today to really talk about it.
Well, you can talk about, right, but you can't take any action, right?
No.
It's best not to talk about something that's not, because the public wasn't properly noticed.
Okay.
So the next,
mean,
the
when-
12th,
When is emergency services meeting? Could you meet with emergency services? You'll be
Emergen-
here anyways,
It's
right?
the 12th.
Right, so you'll be here anyways. for the
Emergency
budget
services is the
hearing.
12th, and then you got county board after that.
Right.
Ooh, that's like not,
That's not working.
that's not enough time.
you can still put it on there now. They could take it off or put it on.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have to, if you run out of time, you don't have to address it, but
Right. You don't have to, you can have that on the agenda. You don't have to address that issue postponed or tabled.
Yeah, I can talk to Miranda and have it put on the agenda.
Because I would say that's a critical,
Oh, yeah.
probably issue for the board to.
That's why I thought,
But the whole board needs to decide on that, not just us or emergency management, what we're gonna do.
Not necessarily, because this is under the jurisdiction of property. I mean, if you were gonna enter into some kind of new lease or something like that, maybe, but the police lease didn't go through the full board. They delegated that responsibility to property. If you wanted to go to the full board, that's your prerogative.
I would put it on the county board agenda and have emergency Phil was at the meeting with me. You can explain emergency management while we're
Yeah.
at the meeting.
I was all set to explain it today, but then I looked and,
Do with this one then. RCTC,
Put it on next month's,
for December.
yeah. And we still need to look at it where they're trying to tell us what to do with our own building. And it's that kind of thing, we need to go over that.
Yeah.
okay, so we got property
Do you want
scheduled for the 3rd, right?
Do you want the lease brought, the lease that the current lease brought to you guys then too? Okay.
And a rough idea, could you get like this description of the building, how much square foot, and what they use, what's they don't need or whatever. So that, you know,
That'd
we
be-
kind of know what's going on with one of our own buildings.
That'd be RCTC's use of the forestry.
Yeah.
And that is gonna be discussed the 12th at Emergency Services.
No, that'll be, the
That's a
December
December 3rd.
December 3rd.
That's a December 3rd.
At property.
Yep.
So,
And this needs to go on county, the other one needs to go on county board, you guys want.
Yep, because we can either take,
The city.
The ambulance. Well, yeah, but we're meeting at, well,
8.
8.
So then you get to say what's gonna go on at 9.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, we gotta cram it in.
okay, anything else?
would you want me to talk about that building in that section on county board, like have that prepared for county board on the 12th? In case you call on me, or?
Well, it was one of the options we threw up, but then,
Right, so in order to be transparent, I would say so what if the board says, oh, wow, it doesn't sound like there's room for negotiation with the fire hall, what are you doing next? Well, if we didn't prepare
we should, yeah.
this, then we really can't.
We had discussed that last month, that was one of our options.
Right, so,
Basically our only option
Basically our only option.
is that building.
Yeah, if you could prepare something.
Okay, so I'll talk plumbing and
right at the forestry.
forestry, county board, okay.
Yep.
So this is going then.
No, not the lease,
Okay.
but he's gonna prepare, that's an option that we had come up with last month, if we did this negotiation.
All right.
Anything else? Hear none, is there a motion to adjourn?
Move.
Second, all in favor, say aye.
Okay.
I know. See, you just gotta